we keep the ideas. Perfect. Yeah. And so the cultural committee tries to, how can we say it, Zenia? Tries to keep the committee together, like, and bring ideas in and then share with it. Like, how can we put it in a sentence? Can you help me with that, please?
Okay. If I understood what you're trying to say, that the work of the committee, apart from like organizing a festival, is to like hold the space for the community and create opportunities for us to meet and exchange. So one of the ideas is the coffee breaks, which, well, I think it's from all of us saying that it's our first coffee break. So we decided that we'll go step by step. Maybe it's not the regularity, how often we'll do it, it's not yet totally decided. Maybe once a month. Also, we can have panels about on specific topics, and we invite the whole community to join with their ideas. And maybe we can have a newsletter and exchanging news between us. So for us, we have a draft schedule on what we will offer to the community. And we also want to hear what the community has, give us feedback and ideas. And it's interesting because, sorry, I'm speaking a lot, but it's interesting because it started as online, and now here there are, I don't know how many of you, all of you apart from me, that they're doing on face-to-face sessions. So for me, it's very interesting. You know, I feel that the topic face-to-face is very, how to say it, on time. Because everyone is moving to face-to-face after COVID. I've never tried. So as far as where the community goes and what's the vision for the future, I feel it's already moved somewhere else. It's changing bit by bit. That's
Thank you. One more question. I'm so curious. When we are talking about community, it means guide and practitioner, and if I understand correctly, and how many people we have? Is there any mailing list or something? You know, I want to keep in touch in any kind of meetings, and if there is a mailing list or something, I want to be there also.
And Pangul, sorry if I pronounced not correct. How did you know about this event? Did you receive email or did you find information on social networks?
Yes, I saw on Facebook page.
On Facebook. Okay, so if you already finished the course, maybe it was quite like 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, maybe we still don't have you on our database, but all participants of the community were invited via email, and also we posted to social networks. Don't worry, each event we will announce both via emails and Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And about community, so far we have around 140 people, both practitioners, guides, trainers. Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Did you say that in the sort of listening hour community, there are 140 people?
Yes, about this amount.
Okay. Do you consider that a lot or not so many?
We will work, I think, to have more people.
One of also the ideas from us is to hold some workshops, listening hour workshops, like at little ones, and the guides or the practitioners can invite somebody who hasn't met listening hour yet. So that way we also wanna get wider and bigger, and we want more people hear about it. Perhaps they will be interested, like Pembegul had this in her head for 2 years, and then she wanted to have a training, or they can also be the participant. Both way it helps a lot. And at the moment, for example, I'm doing listening hour sessions in person here in Switzerland with Turkish community that who moved from Turkey to here, and each time one person brings somebody new as a participant, and that person is like, next time I need to bring this person to this event, they need to know about it. And I really like to see how people feel afterwards and how they are connected. You cannot meet someone in a swimming pool and get to know each other that well, but this 1 hour of listening hour helps a lot and opens emotions, feelings, the brain, I don't know, anything possible to connect people. And they are like bonds together, like a joints, like a chain. And afterwards they always meet, they share, they also meet in personal life. So this gives me this courage to do even more. So that's why we really want people to hear about listening hour, either as a practitioner or a participant, to join our sessions and meetings and the community. Nika, were you in the festival? Did you have a chance to join to festival?
A listening hour festival?
Yes, listening hour
No,
festival.
I didn't go.
You didn't go.
Yes, maybe I did. Was it the second festival this time?
Third
one.
Third. I think I went to the first one. Yeah.
You were very active at the first one, huh, Nike? At the first one?
I think I went to the first teaching of Jonathan's, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually, I didn't know that he continued teaching, but I can understand that happened. Yes.
Shanice, what do you think? What can CCC team do for this meeting? Get us something.
After taking some time off.
I think it's a good idea that we share. I mean, in a panel that the people share their experience, in-person experience. For me, yes, it was a Zoom event, Zoom meeting. But now I would like to use both of them, because Zoom meeting has its own advantage too. You can meet people around the world, around the country, and it's so, and you don't have to have an extra room. And of course, the face-to-face sessions, it has an yes, it has another.
Energy.
How can I say, elements? For example, space. I thought about it because this time I did, or yes, it's ongoing sessions, but every time with different people, And I had to think about it, what kind of room, because it's at my workplace, but now not in the centrum. I go to another centrum in the near Izmir, near the big city. And then I meet people there, mostly women. And for example, I try to clean everything. I don't want to see anything around. Like yes, like for example, when I'm creative drama teacher, even in playback, I make everything clean. I don't want the things distract people. And I thought about it. Oh, what kind of space? And before last year, we talked about it too, how it would be in a park or open space when we do playback theater, or in a garden. And if you do it in person, now we have another element. How can we organize the space, and how can a space fix or your session with people? Yes, I thought about it. It's another aspect. And it was
an idea.
Good. Yes, please, Pembe.
I'm sorry. As an idea, I saw some of you are starting to do it, face to face, in person. Maybe making these sessions hybrid, like at the same time, using the space in person, also with our Zoom room. And it has a little technical setup, and it's gonna be helpful for reaching more people.
Yes, it's another possibility. It could happen.
Making it hybrid.
If you can find out of this technical setting up, Pembe, not so many people can do it actually.
Actually, I am also a certified teledrama practitioner.
I know when you
and this is more about using action methods in online settings. But last summer, we did a conference in Sofia, hybrid conference, and every people joined from also their home, like remotely, also in Sofia, in the same physical space, and every session was hybrid. We solved the limitation, advantage, and extra setting needs, and actually I can help. And if you need anything like that, this technical stuff, and I'm here. If you need, just let me know.
Thank you. Good to know.
Very much. Yeah.
Xenia?
Yes.
I think I need to leave some space for Para, but I have 2 questions. So Para, I don't know if you want to say anything. And then I want to ask something to Dylan and then to Paulina.
Yeah, when Xenia talk about the in-person listening hours, so we are going to have a panel discussion about this in a couple of weeks. So we will, when we make the poster, so we'll be going to announce all the social media platforms, isn't it, Paulina? So we can catch up there. So we will have more discussion about that, and also sharing experience, and yes, come to there as well to get more features to do that more easier. And yeah, just I do listening about only for voluntary work for the weakest people in the community. I don't do otherwise, not commercial or anything else. So I do both virtual and in person. And next one I'm going to do next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday. It's in connection with the United Nations Mental Health Day. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, questions.
Yes.
One comment and then questions. First of all, it's very nice to see here the future of listening hour, Tamangil, which is, and to be able to talk about the future, that is the face-to-face, I think, which I have not dared yet. The first question is, Paulina, I had the same comments from my ongoing group. Why don't we write down the stories? Because I create also fairy tales, and it was, we should write down with adults, we should write them down, because like reading them back again, it's very empowering. So how do you write them down? You go back after you finish and you take notes. You write them at the time you're saying it. How you write them down?
Actually, there is two, as I know, two ways possible. Firstly, you can
Okay.
ask agreement to write, to
Record.
record. Yeah, and that's all. And the second one, as I do during the meetings, I do small notes, like a few words. It's
Yes,
enough
I
for
take
me.
notes.
But after the meeting, I can completely. It helps me to do reprise, and after that, I can completely restore everything. Like
Okay.
it helps me to write everything.
I would
Yes.
love to be a part of
To hear.
this, because I've never heard someone doing a fairy tale. I thought it was only me who's doing it. So I want to be part of
also do it.
you also do it. Okay, everybody's doing the same. I thought I was a unicorn.
I think Dylan do it fairy tales. Sorry, so many unicorns here.
So many unicorns. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've never thought of, I have this psychology background, therapist, so I don't record because it's, confidential. So for me, recording is taking pictures is yeah,
But
thanks
we
guys.
can ask before recording.
Yes,
We can
yes,
just
of
ask the
course.
group is
No, I
agree.
think it's my limitations. It's not the people. The people are so used in being recorded or taking photographed. It's my background that's the problem. And Dylan, I was thinking also about addressing listening hours to Greek associations abroad. How did you come in contact with the association in Zurich or somewhere else?
With Turkish ones?
Yes, the Turkish ones.
So I'm here last 5 years, and the day I arrived, I start doing networking with Turkish community. I reach out people, this and that I didn't know anybody here. First, I try to do playback with Swiss playback groups, and then I understood my German is not enough because I only could say good morning and good night. Then that way I seek for something to do because I'm not a person who can stay in a small group of people. I need to know people. That helped me. I am a very also outstanding person and I'm never shy. So I just go, if I hear somebody speaking to English, hi, here is Dilan, this and that, and this person knows this person, and I get invited to that event, and then after this event, in big concerts, the Turkish community in Switzerland, they are really active. They do lots of events, and I always attend to these events, and I introduce myself to the artist or the organizer of the event. So, and they really appreciate if you're an artist. So they say, hi, here is Dilan, she came from Istanbul, she's doing this. It's not easy, even I know a lot of people here. You cannot take people out of their home to come to an event, especially if you say they need to pay something. That's why I say is for free. So they come, so they don't feel like they need to pay something. But I think for end of the session, listening our session, I say there is a little glass. If you wanna put there a chocolate or a piece of, I don't know, paper, a note for me, or if you wanna put money there, is up to you, but I want you give me something, because this is exchange from me to you to me. So it's very important to complete the session. And then sometimes they give a little bit of money, or they buy me a coffee afterwards when we sit down together and drink something, and they really feel good that they also do something for me. And it's usually that person who comes one time brings next time somebody, or advises to come. And yeah, it's hard to get these people together, but as soon as they are there, they don't want to go, they want to stay there. Yeah, so that way I could. It's 5 years now officially I'm here, and they know my name, they know me, but still I can only get maximum 7 people, 8 people into listening our session. Yeah, but if I say I do picnic, let's do barbecue, they will come, 20, 50 people. But as soon as emotions are involved, personal stories are involved, they're hiding themselves. I'm very much aware of it. That's why I try to find topics that they will think, this is like easy busy, we can chat, and I have a funny story. But when they sit down in the circle, they never tell a funny story. Emotions always come up. Yeah.
Maybe I can share my experience with the associations too. It is never easy somehow. I don't know if it's Turkish. Turkish habits. I work with Dilan, other Dilan. We have 2 Dilans with women activists for the women rights. For the women rights, totally different group compared with Dilan's group. I had a friend there, and she organized it. Even it was, we did, I don't know how many sessions. It was wonderful, but it is not easy organize them. You somehow you must find somebody to take care of it, because they have somehow they lose very easy their focus. Somehow, I mean, not in this during the session, but during the organization. And my friend organized each time, and it was good. We have a lot of people, even in Zoom. Some women cannot use a telephone or something. They try, and we reach a lot of women. It was wonderful. It was very, very hard for them too, because they fight together, but they don't show themselves, their feelings. I think it's the same thing when it's about fighting. It's okay. And they are really activist women. They are fighting on the streets. They are street activists. But they after our sessions, my friend gave me feedbacks. She said, we didn't know these stories. We didn't know, and this person never speak about her personal life and something like this. I think it's our challenge when it's about emotions, and the people like to share it, but it's never easy to organize. But It works. It works wonderful.
I wanted
Maybe
to
it's
say
a
that
Turkish habit. I don't know.
in the festival, I think I realized through the different workshops and things that we shared, I like through listening now and other things, also playback. It's a huge effort to humanize and dehumanize a dehumanized world. People, you know, it's like, you know, be again human with emotions like normal people, because we totally forgot how to be normal people with feelings and emotions, and that the world is dehumanized. And these practices, I feel, they bring the humanity back. So yeah, it's the same in all cultures, I think. It's not, the people from South Africa were saying the same, I remember in the festival, that we're very open to share, to dance, to blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to emotions, nobody's talking.
Yeah.
We may seem very open, but no, we are not. And we're also open to fight for our rights, they were saying. We fight for our rights, we're activists, but we don't talk about feelings.
Yeah. So, yeah, same experience.
I think before Shen is Nika, you raised your hand, but I think I missed it, right?
Well,
you
yes,
asked something or
it's very inspiring what we're talking about, and I think the setting is very important. The rituals, sort of, and the ritual have to be strong and also fit to the situation, to the group of people you are working with. And inspired from you, Xenia, talking about being a psychotherapist or something like that, I think that other rules are sort of has to be used there. And in Denmark, we are talking very much about young people being very sad and miserable and not satisfied or happy and things like that. And it has been so like Corona. The other day, I asked one of my grandchildren, he is 17, about this, and he said yes. He just started, high school or whatever it's called, where you start when you're 17, sort of. And he said, well, now I think about how to befriend. I think about how to socialize in a group. I had to think about it a lot. How do I do it? How do I come near to the others? And he's a guy. He has other problems that young women have, of course. We didn't talk about that. And then I asked him about how was it before Corona, and he must have been 13, 14 or something like that when Corona started. And he said, there you just acted, there you knew how to do it. You just went into being in contact with other people. So it's like a lot of social skills has gone missing or something like that. And apparently you learn about a lot about that in these very young ages, if you understand what I mean. It's just theory in my head. I didn't talk to anybody about it because I talked to him the other day. So, but when I worked with refugees, among other places in the Red Cross in Denmark at the asylum centers, I experienced that people from women from Africa, for instance, and also actually the young. We received a lot of young guys, 16 or something, from Afghanistan, but you couldn't work with them in the setting that is, Western psychologists usually work. Two persons, one in front of the other, and I, for instance, could say, well, where did you grow up, or what did your father do, and things like that. And they would say, why do you ask about that? You know, like I was a police interrogator or something like that, and the conversation stopped, and I think, how do I get into contact with these people and show them that I'm a friendly person? And I did a lot of different things, but actually ended up with something, you know, a mixture lit between psychodrama and playback and things like that. I'm a playback person, not a psychodramatist, but anyway. And they really loved it. They really loved it. They said in order to go into it, they said, you also have to tell your stories to me, which, Xenia, as a psychotherapist, that's something that you are not allowed to do according to, yes. So I said yes and didn't tell it to anybody. And then we had some role rehearsals and things like that. And they showed me, for instance, what I should have done being attacked by some man in a special situation. And a woman who was very sort of vague and couldn't say no, she sort of did like this, pushed the person out and screamed, go away, and things like that. And the other women shouted, oh, look at her, she's saying no, she never was able to do that. So we had a lot of interaction and a lot of action and a lot of fun and a lot of actually difficult feelings also, very sort of usually shameful situations. And I think shame is a very big thing, And the other day I heard when you know about Greenland, I don't dare to say it, but we also say Greenland belongs to Denmark. It's under Danish government. And I heard a Danish psychologist talking about being a psychologist in Greenland, and she said they wouldn't work like this, two persons in front of each other. They told stories because it was part of their old culture to tell difficult things through stories. So that when you talked about this, how do I do it? Of course, I would never record it because you would not do that. And I wouldn't even ask about it. But maybe in some psychological theories, you actually end by writing a story to the person. So I got the idea by listening to you, Xenia, that if the person leading the listening hour actually could write down the stories and send it to each person afterwards, maybe it would be a therapeutic sort of gift or something. But on the other hand, I say this is when you use it a bit more as kind of psychotherapy, which there has been a resistance against in playback circles before, not anymore. But I like to do it. I like to do it, and yeah. So
okay, I will answer in psychology, because I don't believe that like creating fairy tales and give away.
Yeah, you ask the story, and it's nice to have your story back, and that was what I actually told, and it opens a bit of feelings or something. That was my idea by listening, to you.
Yes, and Pauline is doing children, and I will say it's like giving a transitional object. Take something.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. So it's nice. It's nice to give them something to have to remember if you can do it.
And it would be.
I never did it, but I think it's a great idea with children also, and with.
And the drawing with children maybe or something, but it's when you work more therapeutical, because it's a thing if it's a bunch of people who have to meet with each other. Yeah. I also inspired by all these miserable young people. I have something against considering them as patients, if you understand what I mean. It's too much. They have to be able to connect. That's the important thing. and live more in the open space. So thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Mika. Yeah. Para, you have anything to say to us?
Yeah, just one answer to Sunny's question regarding the taking notes or something. When I do listening hour in person, as I said before, that I do in with people in the community, so I always put all the electronic device away from the space, and if I go with pen and paper or anything else, they don't want to participate. So they have each and everyone have some baggages, and I never ever note anything in person listening hour, because the people who I am working with, maybe I will do with working with some happy people, but the environment I work with, I don't notice anything. So it seems clearly that if they see something like that, then they will not come again, or they will don't open. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Para. It's the same. Yeah, no telephone, and we are obsessed with the telephone. It's somehow difficult that they cannot let the telephone on the other side, but the same. I did the same.
We also don't record anything. I mean, I don't do any recordings. I take some notes sometimes, and then I read it afterwards and do a little bit more creative. But what I realized, one lady, she's attending to everything, and each session I hold, and that first I thought she is trying to comfort others, but I then understood that she wants to comfort and secure herself. End of each session, she says, I just want to say something, because she shares a lot of personal stories. She said, I just want to say something. Here is so magical that, we always share so private things here, and nothing goes out of this door. I never heard anything from anybody who attended to listening hour. We only keep it here. And I was like, yes, I understand it. But in a way, she says it to comfort them, she thinks, but she's actually comforting herself to just remind them, please do not say anything what you heard here today. And I just let it happen, because it's end of the session, and that way she feels very much secured. And I got like feedback that they want me to keep all these reprises and then make a book out of it. Is their wish. They're like, you should do that, Dilan. You should do that, Dilan. You should write everything down, and then after, I don't know, maybe 100 stories, you should publish this book, and people will love it. I was like, yes, people like reading this kind of things, but it makes sense to you because you know what's going on during the session. Maybe people, they never tried that, they will not understand what is it all about. And yeah, so they are very much attached after only one session. I wish we can spread it to other people, that we can get more people into that. It really helps. It's healing. It's really healing. I want to share something. So the last session I did was last Sunday, and it was like the child in me. So I wanted them to remember the childhood, that they were like a child, playful, happy, no negative ideas, just in that moment, stay in the moment. So I thought that we will get some happy stories or like inspiring stories, but it went to their mother stories. Everything with the mother we had. So I had 6 people, and 5 of them had really bad childhood, bad stories with the mom. And one of them, she never shared any story. And I asked her, you wanna say something? You wanna share something with us? She says like, I am just so surprised that I was not aware of how lucky was I as a child, because my family gave me so much love. My mom, she cared for me. She just gave me unlimited love that I could only give this to my children now. Now I just, during this session, I listen to these stories and I just realize that not everybody is lucky the way I am. And I feel so privileged. And the others, after she said all those things, they also said, we are very happy and we are very hopeful for the future, because this can happen, that we know at least some people had good childhood and they can pass this love, unconditional love, to their children. So it was so good, 5 against 1. And that person, at the beginning, I thought she was like this all the time, like she had this wall. I thought either she has a traumatic story or she doesn't feel she belongs to here. And then, but afterwards I heard that she said she just realized how lucky she was, that it gave me, it was a different session for me, that because usually people share emotions, they meet in an emotion, in one emotion, around one emotion, I gotta say. That time she was opposite, she was out of the emotions, but somewhere very safe and nice, and she could encourage them that life can be also beautiful. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah.
True, life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. Life is really beautiful.
And after this coffee break, we are also hopeful for the future.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, people are looking for communities and families and, you know, and people to gather and connect. Either to recreate their loving family or to find the family, a new one, because in their family they were not loved enough. So I feel listening now can give us this space.
Yeah.
It's funny what you are saying, Xenia, because this year's themes for the United Nations Mental Health Day, this year's themes is we need to belongs to make space.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you are describing. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is what Jonathan is doing. He makes space and space and space and space and space.
Yeah. Do you think you want to share something that, or you have a question, or do you think we should end the session, because I know it's late in the evening for everybody, and it's always nice to finish before it really finishes, so you have this feeling that I should come more often, I have more to talk and more to share. And I think from my side it was very nice and very very full of information and feelings and sharing. I feel very connected with each of you, even we are online. And I really like that Xenia said online or on earth, that I never heard this before. So I will use it. It's very nice. That I hope we also meet one day in earth all together. And I really, is one of my dream that we do festival face to face, like the or the conference we do.
Or hybrid.
Or
No.
hybrid, yes. That will be very nice. Paulina, you wanna say something? You wanna add something, or you have
No,
any
I
question?
did not. Thank you. No.
Okay. So for the festival, we had a festival song that we sang it together at the beginning and at the end of the festival. And I would like to finish tonight also with the festival song. Perhaps I can
Nice
sing,
surprise.
and I will sing it once, and then we can sing all together. Yeah. Is a is a song from Australia, from the Aboriginal community.
And
Lullaby.
maybe we can have a photo, a group
Ah,
photo.
yes, before we have
Someone can
photo,
do
then
that.
we
If
sing the
someone
song.
can do that after the
Yes.
song. Yeah.
Polina, would you do that? You are very good at with these things. Then 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Everyone's so amazing.
I was waiting for the song. I was waiting for the song.
So, I start. Innane kapuana, innane kapuana, ula, 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 epie, epie, epie. Guana, 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 choo. Guana, 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 choo. Innane kapuana, innane kapuana, ula, 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 epie, epie, epie. Guana, 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 choo. Guana, 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 choo. Yeah, it's something like this. Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for organizing. It's so, yeah, it's so nice to meet and
you.
share. Thank you, everybody.
And
the
Pembegül,
committee.
if you have any questions or if you wanna, any way, you can always contact to me or the cultural community, Şeniz, Nayak and Para, and Nike and Para. That we are very happy that you are also here today with us. That I was very surprised and I really like seeing you today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I shared my number with you on chat. Thank you.
Let me take it before we end the session.
You can share the also the email to put it on the emails of the people.